golfers, Jack Spencer here, Practical Golf for All. Today's video is going to be not really about positions or anything like that, but I think it's going to be a good informative video. I was watching that Century Tournament of Champions last weekend, and Will Zalatoris had just returned from having two herniated discs treated in his back, and Xander Schauffele had to withdraw because of a bad back. And the title of this video is Resistance is Futile, and I really believe that. In the early 90s, I was invited down to the Homestead to play in Sam Snead's 80th birthday golf celebration tournament. And being around Sam and talking to him a little bit, and more importantly, watching him swing for 3 days, I should have never ever allowed myself to listen when the gurus came out around 2000 and talked about this. You got to turn against a resisted lower body. I should have never listened to that. I should have learned that from just watching Sam. The other thing I should have learned, I played some practice holes with J.C. Snead, and if you want to write down a score on a golf course, you darn well better know how to chip and putt. But that's finally sinking in a little bit. So imagine if a young Sam Snead went to Ledbetter, say around 2001, Ledbetter would say, all right, Sam, you got a decent swing, but your left heel comes up in your back swing, and this lead knee kicks in towards your midline too much, and your hips are too active, and what we really want you to do is stabilize your lower body and create that stress and turn against it, and then spring that rubber band into the ball. Well, one of the real ruinations of a golf swing is tension, and I don't know how you can do that without generating tension in your body. And number two, yeah, you're going to spring into the ball until the rubber band snaps the other way and your back goes out. Essentially, it would have been taking all of the athleticism out of Sam's swing. But I guess Ledbetter could have said, well, when we screw you all up, I'll teach you my A swing, which I basically used to turn Lydia Ko into a 15 handicapper. Sorry, but I had to say that. So if I want to resist with my lower, and granted, I'm older, I'm 70 years old. If I want to resist with my lower body on a swing, I can turn about that far, and it's a strain. If I just let myself swing athletically, I'm getting my shoulder back close to my back foot without any tension. That's a free movement. If my left heel comes up a little bit, it comes up. I wouldn't try to intentionally think about that. I wouldn't sit here and think, okay, I need to lift my left heel right away. No. If my trail leg straightens a little bit, it straightens a little bit. If my lead elbow bends a little bit, it bends a little bit. Was it Matt Fitzpatrick, Corey Connors, they have a bend in their left elbow. In fact, a few years ago, I was hitting some balls. A friend of mine here in Western Pennsylvania, Missy Bertiotti, just a wonderful human being. She played on the LPGA Tour for 17 years and won a tournament. And I said, Missy, I'm getting older and I'm bending my left elbow in my backswing. And she just looked at me and she said, why do you care? She said, in fact, there's different sources of power, and if you get a little bend in your elbow, and as you come in, that arm starts to straighten, it might give you a little bit more pop through impact. Again, I wouldn't consciously, I wouldn't incorporate it into my backswing and think, this is my backswing now. No, but if it bends a little bit, don't worry about it. Anything that's free flowing in your swing is going to generate better results and more predictable results over the long haul, especially. So, and the other thing I try not to do in my videos is use the word, don't, not, you can't do this, or go over specific positions. And if I apologize if you got that idea from me, especially my slotting the club video, where I said, a good way to try to slot the club is to think about the back of your lead hand pointing towards the sky. That doesn't mean the back of your lead hand needs to point towards the sky. That's just a feeling or a little bit of a thought, like, okay, because it's not going to point right up to the sky, but it might keep it from going like that, casting the club, You know, so these different swing positions are not absolutes. They're just thought processes that hopefully will aid you into achieving a little bit better positions in your own swing. Next time I'm going to talk about hitting draws and fades. I hope it'll be a good video, but I just wanted to reiterate that allow yourself to be as athletically as you possibly can be. And these different things, you know, when I mention about your arms rolling over, well, don't intentionally think about, I'm going to roll my arms over. No, it's just allow it to happen. Go by your quality of impact in the flight of your golf balls. I do not believe that anybody should teach you, you have to do this, you know, you have to put your elbow in a certain position, your hands have to be in a certain position. The key to a good fundamental golf swing is before you ever strike the ball, it's your grip, it's your posture, it's your ball position. And those are things we can all control quite easily. Once you get those down and they're very consistent, then you can go into some of the other areas. But again, none of these other areas are absolutes. Please remember that. Thanks.